amazing.
Okay.
And just talking about what you're talking about, the Broncos have a lot of pending free agents on defense.
Yes.
And my hope is Brian Pace will go in there and, just pick apart that defense from a business standpoint, because, you get one or two of those guys and they can really change your defense around. I mean, arguably one of the best defenses ever. I would put them probably second or third of all time. Yeah.
Behind 85 Bears?
Behind the Bears. The 14 Seahawks actually are right up there too. There's a couple other ones. There's the 76 Steelers, but they never won a title, but they're considered, one of the best. But, yeah, they're that good.
Yeah, defense was really fun to watch, and I also dig the commercials. Blake, not so much.
You liked them?
I liked a couple. Any commercial with puppies in there?
You're a fan of?
I'm a fan of puppies.
What about the monkey baby?
The monkey pug baby.
I keep seeing
Mountain Dew Kickstart commercial is so strange. They should have just put Westbrook in another commercial and just had him dance again.
I thought overall they were really bad this year.
I like the puppies.
I mean, obviously that not everyone was bad, but
yeah,
I always watch kind of
there was a Doritos baby one, which was pretty funny, I thought, and then there was this weird one with this intestine. You see the intestine one?
No.
It was a large intestine walking around. It was for diarrhea medication or something.
There was a lot of diarrhea, toe fungus stuff this year.
Fungus.
It was kind of when you're eating pizza and a toe fungus commercial comes on.
Yeah.
It's not my.
We also found
out
my
that favorite thing ever.
I also found out during the Super Bowl that our friend Rachel has toe fungus, which is kind of messed up. So.
And now that's on the podcast.
And now everyone's gonna know.
Now everyone who listens knows that.
Because I don't think Rachel listens, so we can talk about it.
Let's hope not.
But yeah, overall the commercials are okay. Anything with puppies is good.
Yeah.
Big fan of puppies. A couple tear jerkers, but overall it was okay. Not the best, not the worst.
I would give it 2 out of 10.
Well, Blake hates on a lot of things,
but
it's okay.
Even people who I was with were saying the same thing. They weren't
at your cousin's house.
Yeah, they weren't a fan
because the people at my apartment love the puppies and love the commercials. So, I mean, you're entitled to your opinion.
Agree to disagree.
We'll disagree on that one. Halftime show you did not watch, but I did. It was very interesting, very colorful. Coldplay, Beyonce, and Bruno Mars.
This is some really good analysis.
Hey, we're talking about the Super Bowl. People want to hear about the halftime show, and it'll be quick. Kind of. Bruno Mars was coked out, and Beyonce did her thing. And that's, I think, all we have to say about that halftime show. But Blake is bringing. Blake's taking
I'll
me
give
to
it a 2 out of 10 as well.
That's your favorite rating, Blake. 2 out of 10 for the halftime show. And Blake's taking me to Rabbits, everybody, and we're gonna get a cold beverage together because.
All right, we gotta. When are we doing this?
We could do it sometime this week. I would prefer to before the next podcast.
Let's do it for a Bulls or Blackhawks game.
Sounds good. We'll figure it out.
We'll go to Rabbits.
And I'll get a nice beverage from Blake because tails never fails, baby. That's what it's all about. So you can deal with that, Blake. You know who was very happy about the Broncos Super Bowl win?
Who would that be?
Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Butler,
who is a Denver Broncos fan and is also a very good friend with Demaryius Thomas. He posted out on Instagram with him surrounded by Demaryius Thomas jerseys.
Do you think he has a blanket of Demaryius Thomas jerseys because he had
I wouldn't put it past him.
He was a quilt.
A quilt of Demaryius Thomas jerseys.
Yes,
maybe.
He might.
Anyway, Jimmy Butler is a Broncos fan, and Jimmy Butler got hurt this weekend.
No.
On our little outline here, I just put no.
A lot of O's.
All capital letters. Left knee strain, or a sprain. I was nervous it was going to be a tear of some sort. I'm sure a lot of fans did. He came down awkwardly on that left leg, twisted it a bit, still shot his free throws, and then was carted off the floor, which was terrifying.
Never a good sight.
Obviously, that's a huge loss for this Bulls team. He's averaging 22.4 points per game. That's the most on the team. He plays 37.4 minutes a game, most on the team, and has a PER, which is highest on the team. That means player efficiency rating, for you guys who don't know what that is.
One of those advanced
stats.
analytics. Yeah.
We like analytics. We're talking to you, Hawk Harrelson.
We're looking at you.
You were a meatball last week. You continue to be a meatball all the time. So, yes, huge loss for the Bulls at this point. We're not sure how long he could be out.
I heard Wednesday.
I heard Wednesday, too, but I would sit him until after the All-Star break.
When is that?
This weekend. This weekend.
Okay.
Wednesday's their last game before the All-Star break, playing the Atlanta Hawks. And
so we'll have no All-Stars without Jimmy Butler.
If Jimmy doesn't play,
is Powell going to replace him or something?
No, probably not Powell. I don't know who will replace him. I'm sure that'll be coming out of the woodwork soon. But, yeah, I don't know if Jimmy's going to play. He shouldn't play. The way the Bulls have been playing the past 4 games, they should just honestly just kind of sit and relax, and then they're going home finally to regroup after a horrible 7-game road trip. They need to be at home right now. They need to regroup.
They need the All-Star game.
They do need the All-Star break.
They need a break from themselves.
Yeah. They're just having a lot of trouble closing out games and finishing up games. And Blake watched a game this weekend, everybody.
I watched a game and a little bit of another game. And I saw it out of the corner of my eye last night. And if you want to talk about the game last night.
We could. Well, Blake watched a game and Jimmy Butler got hurt, so thanks, Blake.
I watched the Nuggets game, which, from what I've come to understand, it was the worst loss of the season.
One of the worst losses of the season.
We've had a lot of bad losses, bro.
There's so many. I'm going to make a list.
Yeah, make a list.
Last night was pretty awful, too, against Charlotte. They just did not come out to play, and Charlotte loves playing the Bulls.
Yeah.
They're just nailing threes all over the place. Even Spencer Hawes was hitting threes. The Bulls bench
cannot stand that guy.
The Bulls bench started off 1 of 22 from the field. That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna get it done. That's not awful. Good. So the road trip is finally over. Praise the Lord, because it's been a rough road trip. Going into the road trip, the Bulls were hot. They'd won 6 straight, and then all of a sudden, it's like the wheels come off, and now you're 7th in the East, and you're only 1.5 game up on Charlotte.
I just want to make a note here.
Make a note.
For all you only Bulls fans out there, there's a hockey team we talked about earlier. It's pretty good. So, as much as I don't watch the Bulls, I want those people who don't watch the Blackhawks to, give it a shot.
I think most of Chicago is watching the Blackhawks nowadays, because you look at they released the TV ratings of the Bulls past season, and they have dropped considerably. Still top 5 in the league, but they dropped by a lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Just shows how big Chicago is.
Is that because of their national game per week?
Possibly,
status?
But I think this was local ratings as well.
Local ratings?
Put in there CSN, WGN.
That's not really a surprise. People
hate the Bulls.
I mean, even with the Bulls being, not as attractive or, fun to watch this year, they're still going to be a big draw.
Yeah, I mean, big market, biggest arena in the NBA.
Yep.
There's a sellout streak still going. We'll see if that's still the case on Wednesday. I might be going to that game.
Who are they playing on Wednesday?
The Hotlanta Hawks.
Hotlanta.
Yeah, so I might be going to that game.
Yeah.
We'll see if Derek plays. We'll see if Jimmy plays. Derek was out last game with general soreness, which is interesting to me.
Soreness.
I definitely understand, and I kind of wish the Bulls did this more with Pau Gasol. And
this is what they should have been doing.
It's what they should be doing. It's frustrating considering you go in a last night game, losing 3 straight, and then you want to win.
I don't
get
think
back on the horse.
That was a game they weren't going to win. From the
glass is always half full with you.
with the Bulls right now. I've watched 2 games now, so I know what I'm talking about. And yeah, I mean, there's not a lot they've been able to do to try and fix this, but
yeah, I guess you're right.
I mean, I don't know if Derrick Rose made that big a difference.
They can't really do a whole lot after Joakim got hurt. They can't make a ton of moves. I mean, they still could move Pau Gasol, but that's still kind of up in the air.
My question is, what's the deal with these like not closing out games? I mean, they've been awful in the last like half of the fourth quarter.
You look at the last. Pau Gasol said yesterday before the Charlotte game that they should be like 5-1 in their last 6. On that road trip.
That honestly should.
And they've been up by like 5 points or more than that with 2 minutes left, and they just crap the bed and throw the game away.
They seem to.
They're playing afraid.
Yeah,
that's how they're playing.
They're playing
afraid.
Not to lose game.
Yeah, they're playing not to lose, and when you play not to lose, most of the time you lose. So.
And I think by now it has to be in the back of their minds that.
It's mental. They
get to that fourth quarter and they're like, oh, we got a lead.
They still haven't had like their legit starting 5 all in there yet. Mike Dunleavy has been back now for a couple games and he's looked okay.
Can I talk about that for a second?
Yes.
What's the deal with that?
Not
what? It's Mike Dunleavy. Like, come on.
I know. And if you listened last week, what did I say, Blake? I said Mike Dunleavy's going to come back and it's still going to be the same team.
Yeah.
But Mike Dunleavy does provide you a little bit more spacing. He's a smarter basketball player than Tony Snell and Doug McDermott. That's a fact.
Yeah.
And he just makes a smart play, makes the extra pass, can knock down the open 3.
I like Mike Dunleavy as much as the next guy, but
he's not. I mean,
he's
not going to
too much excitement over a 36-year-old.
Yes, he is a starter, which he does have an impact on the game for sure. And we haven't seen him with Derek and Jimmy yet together really in Pau and Taj.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it's completely going to change the team.
He's just helpful.
It won't hurt the team. I'll say that. It will not hurt the team. So we'll see where the Bulls go from here. Wednesday night in Atlanta, I'm going to try to get out to that game. My dad's got some tickets, so
nice.
We'll see how that goes.
Does he have a third?
He does not have a third ticket, but by the way, I would never give you Bulls tickets because of the disrespect that you're throwing my team. You're just throwing my team so much shade.
Well,
I mean, I don't blame you, Blake. You're fine. You're fine.
When the team is playing like this, sometimes you got to throw a little shade their direction.
All right. I understand.
I'm going to start a separate podcast.
You're going to leave me now? We just started.
Talking.
We're on episode 3.
Episode 3.
Episode 003.
Oh.
Social Steam Room. And
it's a lot of decimal points.
Decimal points? Blake doesn't know.
003. Do we need the extra zeros?
Yes. I want the, when it gets to the 100th episode, it's going to be
it's going to be
100. Whatever.
I get what you say.
Yeah. All right. I'm glad we're on the same page.
You should have, relate that stuff to me.
So something interesting happened.
Interesting. Terrifying is the word.
Blake's terrified. I like it.
I'm terrified.
Kris Bryant swam with some sharks with his fiance. Do you know where they were? I think it was Hawaii. I don't know. They were swimming somewhere with sharks.
I saw sharks and Kris Bryant in the water, and
that's a terrifying thing to kind of hear. But I'm okay if Kris wants to have a little fun there. He just got engaged.
You say that now. You say that
They were in a cage, dude. They were
Have
underwater.
You seen Jaws?
Yes, I've seen Jaws.
That movie is 100% accurate of how shark attacks really are.
I've seen Jaws, and Kris Bryant was in a cage with his fiance, and there were sharks swimming around them. It's not like they were in the same water, no cage at all.
Drew, I've seen Jaws. I'm an expert on this situation. I've also seen Jaws 2 and 3. So
I haven't seen the sequel to Jaws. Maybe I should.
Actually, I don't think I have. I just know there's a sequel.
You hear that? He's lying to you. Blake's
I'm lying to the people. He could have been in serious trouble.
I mean, yeah, if the cage suddenly just
I've
opened.
seen a shark bite through one of those cages.